Man, I'm really having a hard time letting this situation with D1, Rick Ross, Jim Jones, and Meek Mills go. Because I'm seeing a lot of responses from people, and I feel like people are not quite understanding, the importance of this moment. And I feel like it's another moment that's just gonna get washed away. And unfortunately, a lot of times, bro, when people try to help the black community, people within the black community try to do things to help change the black community, this is the type of response that they're met with. And it causes them to, make the decision to say, fuck the black community. Like, good thing D1 doing it for God. You know what I'm saying? He doing it because of his faith in God. And he feel like that's his place. That is his purpose. So he's not necessarily doing it just for the black community. He feel like that's his purpose. This is kind of what he was called to do. So, in that respect, he's kind of like on a mission, and I appreciate his grind and what he got going on, dog, and the fact that he enabled us to have this conversation, because it's one that hasn't been had. And I don't know if y'all seen the podcast with Turk on there. I can't think of the name of it, Beehive or whatever, TV or whatever. And his dialogue with Turk, even, them being older adults. And I think Turk was just playing devil's advocate. I think Turk fully understand where D1 is coming from, being a brother that just recently got out of the from being incarcerated or whatever. So I definitely think that he clearly understands where D1 is coming from and where he's speaking from. But I think he was playing devil's advocate and trying to take the perspective of the everyday artist, And during their conversation, and it was a great conversation, man. These are the types of conversations and podcasts I really enjoy listening to, because you get different perspective and they're trying to attack a real issue. It's not all fluff. It's not bullshit. Like, these are real problems that are going on in black America that we need to address. And for the first time, it's not a politician. It's not a Candace Owens or Angela Stan King that, or somebody claiming to be, this boots on the ground type figure. You got a few of those out there that I think the expectation is that they're supposed to say that, and I think a lot of us take that as, they're not being impacted by what we're experiencing, in the culture of whatever, in the neighborhood and shit. So a lot of times the things that they say are not really it's not even that it's not taken well. They just don't get the attention that someone like a D1 or a Rick Ross or Meek Mill or Jim Jones is gonna get. And that's why it makes this shit so important, dog. Like, this is a rare opportunity that we have to draw that line in the sand and to make the elders in the rap game hold the youngins accountable, and like be positive examples instead of coming out and attacking that man. And then during the entire interview, he kept saying, man, I love Meek Mill, I love Rick Ross, I love Jim Jones, and I think that part of that is trying to get them to understand it's not attacking y'all as a person. This is more so talking about the content that you're putting out to the masses, And I think that they're taking it as an attack on them personally, when that man is really trying to have a more important conversation. But, and this ain't no conspiracy theory type shit either, but like, man, the industry has an agenda, and it's been in the workings for years. Just like the crack, when you look at the Freeway Ricky Ross story, and you talk about the fact that the drugs was actually given to him by members outside of the community. You know what I'm saying? The shit that's going on with the LGBTQ, and it seems like the focus is mainly on the black community, the rap music, the genre of music today, drill music, anything to destroy the black community, dog, is there. It's live and well, and it's really working away and chipping away at black life. You dig? You talk about politically, you talk about the abortion shit, you know, and you got people on both sides of that conversation. Why are you killing black life? We already outnumbered. You know what I'm saying? Why are you killing black life? You feel me? Like anything to fuck over black people. You even look at the COVID shit and how it was disproportionately affecting black folks. You know, it's just a lot of shit, dog, that I think that we be so caught up in looking at other things that we just not paying attention to what's actually happening in our community. And, you know, we don't have any more role models, dog. All our role models, like black men, you know, or black leaders that we had to look up to, man, they all dead. You know what I'm saying? Or got hit with some sort of scandal. Like Bill Cosby was a person who we looked at as somebody that when they spoke, we listened. You know what I'm saying? Farrakhan, you know, just we don't really have, you know, people like that in our community no more. Tupac was that, you know, in the rap industry at one point. You know, you had a few rappers that spoke to help grow the mindset of the black community. You know what I'm saying? Even though later in his years he did the whole thing with you know, with Biggie, and you know, that whole thing went down. But like, I feel like that era kind of ushered in this what we have now. You dig? Rap beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ushered in. It was telling us what the future was gonna be. You know, and it's just sad that, you know, when I have these conversations with people about what's going on, man, you know, their thing is, man, people gonna do what they want to do. People gonna do what they want to do. All right, I get that, but like, does that make it right? Does that make it okay? Does that mean that we shouldn't be having this conversation? We should be trying to turn this stuff around. You know, work together in the black community. You know, even when I tell people the celebrities don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like even like basketball, dog. Like I chuckle because I see so many different lanes that we could create within our own community, dog, and just change everything for everybody. But the problem is that, man, these celebrities, dog, billionaire celebrities, they be in bed with these other people, you know, other organizations and groups, you know what I'm saying? So their goal is to hang on to their wealth. It's not really, you know, to help the black community, bro. Like, you look at the NBA. What would happen if LeBron, all of them left the NBA and went started their own league? They gonna still make money. People still gonna tune in. That's why I keep telling people that's Deion Sanders had to leave Jackson State, right? Because all of the TV money and all the deals and all of, I get that they were saying all of this stuff was going on at Jackson State, but to me, that's a front. You heard me? He had to leave Jackson State. He had to leave a historic black college because guess what? He was about to flip college upside down. He already got the #1 recruit come to Jackson State. The #1 recruit in the nation. He was about to really change the whole landscape of college football. So then the LSUs and Alabamas, these big Power 5 schools, ain't getting all the bread no more. Now we watching Southern, we watching Jackson State, you know, and all of these historically black colleges play because that's where all the best players in the nation are. You know, they went to all of these other schools instead of the Alabamas and LSUs and Tennessees. Now they going to Southern and Grambling. You feel what I'm saying? He had to leave Jackson State. I don't care what nobody say. But that's why we can't never get to where we really want to be because we don't have people in our community, dog, that have already gotten the bag, willing to sacrifice a bag because they already got the bag. Willing to sacrifice just enough, dog, to get us over the hump. And we have a part to play too, you know, and everybody's part ain't going to be on the front lines like some of these other people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not going to be able to go on stage and articulate to other black youth and talk to them about the issues that we have. Like, we all got our part to play. You know, we should have a collection of people that are good at those different things in place to be able to help support the cause instead of everybody individually trying to line their pockets and do what they want to do for themselves. You know, like we have the only community where we talk down on one another and keep one another in a box or keep one another down, dog. You know, instead of trying to build one another up. And that's, you know, yes, that sometimes mean that we got to hold each other accountable. And that's what D1 is doing.